Hello, this is Eric Cooper. This is my data analysis protocol for Clearwater USD 264. Something I looked around and found some and then kind of copied a few of the things that I like. Made it pretty simple for all the teachers to understand and use. First thing is the grade level. Being able to uh, keep this for a resource later on and just documentation. We need the grade level, including the teachers' names that are part of the data team. The assessment that we used, we have found out in this class, and then just as teachers and future administration, we have a lot of assessments. So which one are we using? And then the date, so we can always go back and look at it from year to year. Oops, don't need that up there. Okay. Um, the spaces here, 1, 2, and 3, these are just what they won't be there. These are just for the presentation here, and then this will be for mine to help facilitate it. But what questions do we have? So we look at the data, and as a group, we talk about the questions. Um, Three of the things that we need to look at: what are our high areas? What do we do well? Um, what are our low areas? What are some of the things that we can improve on? And then as we found out in data throughout this class, and just as far as us as educators, we know that sometimes our data is skewed because of the class that we have. So looking at more than 1 year, a reason we put the date on it, and can we pull it back up, we can determine if this is a class that's high or maybe a class that's low, um, or if it's happening year after year, that's obviously a spot in the data that we need to address. Um, we're looking at the data for a reason. So what do we want to accomplish here? A couple things are areas to improve on. No matter what we teach and what scores we have, we always have areas we improve on. So let's find those and address those. We can look at area of strengths. Uh, find an area of strength, and then let's talk about that. What do we do different for that lesson or that standard that maybe we could use to improve on it? So just being open-minded and talk about our strengths there. And then three, the area that could be concerned. This is kind of a different one we haven't talked about a whole lot in the class, but we can obviously go in and find the improvements that we need to make. We can obviously find the ones that are high end, but is there one or two data points that are kind of questionable? As in, have they gone down? Maybe they're not to the level where we need to really address them big time. But if they're in a downward trend, then let's figure out why. Maybe we address it before it becomes something we have to improve on, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe we're doing something right, and we can use that to help with an improvement. And then finally, how are we going to get there? What are some ideas that we have as our data group? Do we need to bring in an outside source? Do we need to look at other teachers, other classes, other resources? What do we need to do? A specialist. Um, so just a bunch of ideas. That's where we can jot them down and be a team there. A timeline. We don't want to say, oh, we'll do better by the end of next year. No, we have to have another timeline. Maybe address this in another month or two, or a quarter, 9 weeks, a semester. We have to set a timeline and then follow back up on it, not just something we talk about and then move on. Who will be involved in the application and follow up? So, as a building administrator, I know I'll be a part of it, but are we going to have the team do it? Are we going to assign somebody on the team to help follow this up? Are we going to follow up with another test? Are we going to do the full test again? If it's like our NWA for math, are we going to do the full test again? Or just the parts that we had weaknesses on, we're just going to test on that and see how we're doing. So just some ideas. And then to wrap it up is just notes. Again, this is something we can go back and pull up and look at. So what do we talk about? Just something that we missed. And anything that comes to mind, we can write there and just have that as documentation. But overall, I think this is very simple, maybe too simple, something we can add to. That'll be definitely a working document. Uh, but I do feel like it could go for any grade, kindergarten through seniors, high school teachers, and use this accordingly. Thanks.